to the Indie Wrestling Guy with your hosts, the Hall of Fame referee, JHawk, the not-so-mysterious benefactor, Jgold, and the legendary Charly Butters.
So how was DPW?
I got to go to Deadlock Pro on today's Monday for anyone who thinks we're recording live. And it was last night, Sunday night, at the White Eagle Hall in Jersey City. I love it there. It's my favorite venue. And I got to sit in the balcony. I went with the ETU boys. So Andrew and Struggles and Lewis and our pal Matty Fish and then Jack Solomon. So we all crammed into Bagelmonger's wife's car. It was like the Griswold family roadster. And we left Long Island and we picked up Lewis and we went out there. And I got to tell you, so we went for burgers before, which in this really good burger place, but they called for 5:30 doors. I swear to you, I got online at this place. The line wrapped around the block. I did not recognize. Actually, wait, Mittens showed up at the burger place. Of course he did. But I didn't recognize one person. Like, we go to wrestling shows all over Jersey and New York, and the same people go to every show. Deadlock does it right. Their fans travel. Everybody is wearing Deadlock merch, except for a few of the GCW marks who show up and whatever. But they do it right. 5:30, doors open. The lines went so fast, I lost my ID. So when I got up to the front, this kid's like, well, how old are you? And I was like, I'm 46. I'm older than everybody on this line. He goes, so when's your birthday? I go, you tell me when my birthday is. Come on. So I gave him the date. He let me in. At least I got to have my drinks. They did a fantastic job. The place was perfectly well run. Only one door to go upstairs to the balcony, which is normally they have the two doors. People are sneaking up and down. We all sat like right above the ring, and the dark match was our very own Junie Underwood wrestling TJ Crawford. And then I would tell you the best matches of the night was the Lucha Trios match. So the Beast Mortos, Ray Horace, and Ares. Oh, yeah. Man, dude, it was so good. The ending, Ares had Ray Horace in like a slam. He was going to give him like a fall away, and Mortos just barreled into both of them, and Ares started bleeding out of his eye because he hit Ray Horace. Ray Horace just fell on Ares's face. It was great. And then Speedball versus that kid from California. What's his name? The one who
Titus Alexander?
Yeah. That was it was a 2 out of 3 falls. Weird. They had the first fall right away, and then the last 2 falls came like 15 minutes after, but in succession. And the way Titus Alexander lost was he gave up a fall. He hit him with a chair in front of the ref like 15 minutes into the match and gave up a fall, and then got rolled up. So it was like a really short. I did not like the finish on that one. And then Dijak versus Jake Something was one of the best matches I've ever seen. Like big guys do. Dijak is fucking amazing, and Jake Something is amazing. You'd love this, by the way. During intermission, so Jake Something's taking pictures of all these nerds, and fucking Dijak comes running out and just starts beating him up. And there's like a dude who was all set to get his picture with Jake Something. I feel really bad. Like I know I'm laughing about it inside. But outside, but I felt really bad because this dude was waiting online. I watched him. He was waiting online for his picture with Jake Something and the belts. And they had this big pull apart where Jake Something like threw himself all over the place. And the guy never got his picture. So I'm hoping when we left, he got his picture from Jake Something. I hope he didn't pay him. And then Jake Something took a beating. So, but in general, they do a really good job. Their show is tight. They tell you how long every match is going to be. They announce, JHawk, you love this shit. They announce it with like 2 minutes to go. They announce it with 10 minutes in. Like, they give you everything. Good. Yeah. And they stick to times. And the main event was awesome. And it was tidy. We were out of there it started at 6. We were out of there before 9. It was really tidy, and they do a really good job. I missed seeing Dom and Koo. I missed some of I like when they bring in like really, really big names. So that was what it was, but in general, I thought it was one of their, it's another Deadlock effort, and it's always good. And I had a very good time there, and we got home, before 11, which was nice. I was asleep, and that was that. So really positive night of wrestling last night.
Good.
Yeah.
So I didn't have that much fun this weekend. I kind of just chilled out this weekend, but I had to work today. and somebody called and they're like, oh, do you guys will you guys buy some Star Trek figures? I'm like, yeah, sure, why not? So they come in, it's this older lady and this really old guy, and put these 2 Walmart bags of figures up on the counter. I start pulling everything out to kind of lay it all out, see what they got. They had like first version Wolverine, and like he's missing a bunch of stuff. They had a first version Magneto missing everything. They had some
damn it.
They had some of those like the Shadow figures and stuff like that. And I swear to God, when I pulled like the first set of figures out of the bag, there was I don't know if it was a bed bug, but there was a bug that came out off of one of the figures.
Oh, God damn it.
Disappeared before I could get to it on the counter. So I don't know where he went. But I was so grossed out. I'm like, I don't even want to fucking touch this stuff now.
Take your goddamn figures and your bugs and get the hell out of here.
So I laid everything out. I sent the boss a video of pictures of everything. He's like, that's it? I'm like, yeah. He's like, this is all junk. I'm like, I know. So everybody's selling their junk right now. They think that they got buku money into it. Like they specifically told me they bought this shit at like out of like flea market. I'm like, it's not worth anything. That's why you bought it at a flea market.
Yeah. Oh like my God.
Certain things that you could find at a flea market that are worth money, but those people don't know what it is. Like they just think like any old figure is worth something. So like he didn't have anything set in mind, gave him a price. He's like, I got more into it than that. I ain't taking that. So I was like, all right, bag all your shit up.
Yeah, take your bugs and get the hell out of here.
Bag all their shit up, and then they're like, oh, what about this Spock figure? And it was like a little, I don't know, maybe 7-inch clothed Spock. And I was like, $5. And they're like, okay, we'll take it. So I give them $5 to leave. Like, the figure's trashed. I'm like, whatever. Just throw it away.
Oh, my God.
I don't fucking want. Nobody wants that figure. That's gross. That's so gross.
Oh, take your bug figures and beat it.
And then I had our this other guy that comes in all the time. He's really cool. He always brings in like these like on card Hasbros and trades them for like other Hasbros. So like we got in a Razor Ramon Hasbro and a Razor Ramon Bone Crunching Jax figure. Dude traded in a on card Honky Tonk Man Hasbro.
Is that worth anything?
About $100.
Oh, all right.
And the Razor was going for 300, so that knocked. So then he bought the Razor and he bought the other Razor, the Jax Razor that was like on a mint card. So made a little bit of money there. So that was my whole evening was that.
Oh my God, people are gross.
Yeah,
they're gross.
Well, so that wasn't the worst one. The worst one was there was like this. I was going through the stuff in the back and I found like this bag of like WWE Elite figures. I'm like, oh man, some of these are really good. And there was a Terry Funk, and it was a really good one, had the belt, had all his accessories. I grabbed it, go to like look at it, and there was bed bugs in it. I had to throw it out. Yeah, it was bad.
I burned the whole bag down after that.
Oh, it was so gross. I was itching after. I was like, oh, this is just so gross.
Oh my God, I would absolutely beat that whole bag is gone. That's it. I'm all over it. I'd be like, dude, this is gone. I'm burning the building down. That's the end. Insurance will cover this.
Speaking of bugs, let's do some shout outs.
Oh, all right.
Wow. Shout out to our buddies Zach and our buddy Andrew. And of course, shout out to the Queen Bee, Patty.
I like that. Hey, Patty. Nice, Queen Bee.
We'll get to see her on Black Friday, man. All of us.
Hell yeah. Yep.
Might have to do another photo together.
Yeah, of course.
Oh boy. So what's on this weekend, guys?
Do it.
What's on this weekend?
All right. Got a doubleheader from Game Changer Wrestling this week. They're going to be in the White Eagle Hall in Jersey City.
Mm-hmm.
Sunday.
I've heard stuff about tickets, by the way.
12.
Yep, still available.
And I'm not going to lie to you. I found the lineup, and I'm like, this has to be a made-up lineup. It's not.
No, it's not. And it's also not a bad lineup.
No, I'm going to go over it right here.
Yeah.
Main event, MVP against Josh Barnett.
Yeah, that's red.
We've got Carmen Petrovic from NXT against Yumi Sakai. We've got Marina Shafir from AEW against Jody Threat. We got Speedball Mike Bailey against Josh Alexander. Charlie Dempsey from NXT against Akira. Masha Klimovich against Lei Ying Lee. And the match I'm looking most forward to, I'm going to tune into the show just to watch this match. Dominic Garrini versus Kevin Koo.
Yeah, I think I might go to this. I've heard all the tickets are still available, by the way. So if I wanted to sit in the balcony, I could. I am not sure why nobody's buying tickets for this show. That's from people who have the GCW Patreon and such. There is a ton of tickets left for this show, and it is a crazy lineup. I don't know why anybody wouldn't want to go to this on a Sunday afternoon or whatever. It's great.
And the fact you've got NXT talent on here, you've got AEW talent on here, you've got TNA talent on here. Like the lineup's insane.
Yeah, I'm gonna try to get to that and see if I can get a report back for that.
What day is it, JHawk?
It is Sunday, the 24th at 7 p.m. Eastern.
7 o'clock.
You already got a super busy weekend, Jgold. You're gonna double it up, do 2 wrestling shows, and you're gonna do a video podcast in the parking lot.
Those are the best kind. If anybody wants to know, I will be on Main Event Mixer, part of the Main Event Network, on Saturday night at 6 p.m. Eastern, 5 p.m. Central. On the IWTV side, we have Saturday, November 23rd. I don't know, I'm just on a Schlack run. It's Ruthless Pro presents Malignant. It is the Rust Belt Championship. Sakuda versus King Schlack. Lou Nixon versus Tommy Vendetta. Akira versus Drake Younger. Casanova Valentine versus Dr. Redacted. Schwartzy versus Sexy Eddie. And the Kamikaze Championship, Remington Roar versus Tommy Trainwreck. This cannot be real, that last guy's name. But God bless him. You do your thing. And now he's King Schlack. So he drank the mutagen, and he's a Turtles villain at this point.
There's definitely a train wreck on that show, but I don't know if it's Tommy.
It's super weird that they have like the Rust Belt Championship. Where's this show from?
Oh, where is this show from? What the fuck? Ruthless Pro is from. It doesn't tell me. Oh, at the Berwyn Eagles Club. It's in Illinois.
Yes, maybe. JHawk, do you think that's Rust Belt? Like when I think Rust Belt, I literally think of like Pittsburgh to Youngstown.
Yeah. I think Ohio, Pennsylvania, like Union area. Yeah, suburb of Chicago doesn't strike me like a Union area, but I could be wrong. I'm not.
Yeah. All right, that's cool.
Well,
it's wrestling. I guess we can't be too logical. I mean, you got monsters claiming to be 7 foot, and then you get a boy like Big Sam in there, and he towers over this 7 foot guy. And I know Sam's maybe 6'8", so.
Okay, well, I take it for a grain of salt because it is Wikipedia, but according to Wikipedia, the Rust Belt stretches from western and central New York State and western Pennsylvania to southeastern Wisconsin through northern and central Illinois, parts of Ohio, Indiana, and Michigan.
Okay.
That works.
Oh.
Okay.
And you get Schlack. So, there's the
nobody cares about Schlack, Josh. Stop it. Stop trying to make Schlack happen.
Nothing says Rust Belt. Nothing says hard work and blue collar like Schlack. So everybody want a piece of that, you can get it.
Nothing says crystal meth and steroids like Schlack.
I gotta say, guys, the Main Event Mixer, by the way, though, we are talking about the AEW pay-per-view on Saturday night, and I have not done a TV wrestling review ever. I can't remember the last time I ever even talked about.
And you're not even an AEW guy. That's the thing that makes me laugh the most is like you're going to be so out of your element here trying to talk about these guys because you're so WWE pilled. It's going to be so hilarious.
Oh, that was
I wish I had the time to be there to laugh at you and watch it, but I will be busy promoting a tag team match for this podcast this weekend. NEOPro, November 23rd, Canton, Ohio, at the fairgrounds. We're going to be kicking it off. I think there's 6 matches on the card. Huge names on the card. I know one of them. I'm not allowed to say who it is, but they're in the main event War Games match. It's not Schlack. Starts with an S, but it's not Schlack. Jessica Havoc's going to be in the house. Our tag team match, backs against Shelby Wilder and Mikey Montgomery. Can they coexist to defeat Bax? I don't know. We'll find out.
I love it. That's going to be a great match, by the way. Whoever goes and watches that, you're welcome, because those are 4 guys who work their asses off in the Indies.
Right.
Come on.
That's what we like. And, we got a lot of love from the Pile Driver podcast. They really enjoyed what we put out there for our title match. And we're going to keep it going, man. Like the plans that I've been looking at and like formulating with people for next year is just some wild shit. Like Will and I have been cooking up some craziness. Like you should see the text messages between us with some of the crazy ideas we have.
And by the way, you mentioned I'm so WWE pilled. I was watching Danny something versus Danny B at the Deadlock Pro show. The 2 women. And I shuffle over to Struggles because I like to give him my opinion when we're watching wrestling. I go, Vince would never allow 2 Dannys in the ring at the same time. And he just goes, get the fuck out of here. I had to say it. Oh, shit. Anyway, sorry, back to what we were doing.
Oh, boy. Here's your weekly reminder as well to watch 880 Wrestling Thursday Night Fights tonight at 8 p.m. on YouTube, Twitch, Instagram, Facebook, TikTok. They're on everything. You can find them all over. IndieWrestling.us. Check them out. Last week's was really good. You might see our guys show up on there. You never know what's going to happen, so keep an eye out.
And they're doing a big show, aren't they? Aren't they doing a...
It's the day before Thanksgiving. They're doing a brewery show. Some big matches on that card. I know Den of Desire is going for the tag team titles. Some other great stuff on that.
Who's the champ right now of 880?
Oh, man. I can picture him in my head.
Is it Nick's Wild?
No, Nick's is the Thursday Night Fights champion. And he's going to be...
Isn't it Remy LeVay?
Yes, it's Remy LeVay. That's who it is. Right. He's got a stable of guys. But Nick's Wild is the Thursday Night Fights champion. He's going to be on the podcast in January because there's no new AIW student class, and we always do fresh meat in January. We're going to do some 880 fresh meat. We're going to talk with a bunch of 880 students for the first 4 weeks of season 11.
Cool.
So, and coming up soon too, I got to throw this out there before I get into our future dates. There will be an award show. The Hogs will return this year. There will be an award show. It'll be the last show before we go on vacation for the holidays. So it is coming. We will start the voting soon. But yeah, there's a lot coming. So I got to figure out how we're going to do it this year. It might be a little bit different. So there's not so much cheating going on, Josh.
There it is. The plaque's on the wall.
Yeah, I see it.
On the wall.
All right, future dates that you need to know about. NEOPro Wrestling, November 23rd, this Saturday, Canton, Ohio. 880 Wrestling, November 27th in Pittsburgh, PA. AIW, November 29th in East Lake, Ohio. And ETU, December 1st in Ridgefield Park, New Jersey.
That's right. ETU representing, IW Guide will be representing in full force and help sponsoring that show. And we're going to have the owner of ETU on next week. So,
yeah, next week, the Struggles, a.k.a. Ryan, will be on with us next week to talk about that card and promoting. And I'm going to pick his brain on some things.
One of the smartest guys in the business. I'm going to say one of the most likable and one of the smartest promoters. He doesn't put up with any shit. He's just a smart guy who's seen probably way too much, as all of our friends who are promoters have. So, it's going to be a great interview. I hope people, if you have questions, DM us and, we'll go from there.
Yeah. So I'm excited for that. And so hopefully I'll pick his brain on some things and learn some things. And hopefully we will make our way out to ETU here from Ohio next year for a show.
Hell yeah.
Maybe we'll be bring our champion with us and he'll represent us in something. So that'd be really cool. I'm gonna push for it. We'll see what happens. I think it'd be a good move. Just saying. Mikey needs to be everywhere. If you didn't see that new music video we put out for him, it's on our Instagram. It's on Twitter. Check it out. It's awesome.
It's actually based. It's in the background music. It is Aha's "Take on Me." If you like that, so 80s legends Aha will be playing behind Mikey's video. I'm just kidding.
No.
Check it out when you get a chance.
No, I had to do Nirvana, man. I love Nirvana. So All right, let's get into this review.
Doing a review.
All right, and this time around, we are reviewing Expect the Unexpected. Marcus Mathers, All I Want 3, took place September 26, 2024, from the NEOPro Wrestling Center in Williamstown, New Jersey.
All we wanted was an interview before this show aired, but old Marcus didn't give us one. So thanks, buddy.
No, Marcus.
This is that weird building. Like, I know the guys, like, they wanted to do, Marcus is an H2O graduate. Tremont is his, him and Tremont are attached at the hip. One of his best students is Marcus. And they did it at H2O, and it's a little far. I would have went if it wasn't so far away on a Thursday night to go to Williamstown, which is like 2.5 hours from here at least. So, but the building is interesting. They ran that Dragon Gate versus ETU show during WrestleMania week. And yeah, I mean, I've heard it's very, it's very old school, barn like, warehouse like. So, it looks every second of it, but they do a decent crowd. So they travel, and that was really good. I was glad to see.
I've watched a handful of shows from this building. I mean, I used to complain about how buildings looked and I didn't like them and stuff like that. But like looking at it now, like if you got a deal on that building so that you didn't have to spend a bunch of money on like, the White Eagle Hall or whatever, I get it.
Yeah.
You can't be choosy sometimes when you got to put on a show. So
yeah, absolutely. And you know what? Good on Marcus. We'll get into it, but he got a lot of good surprises, and the show is full of stuff. So let's talk about it, JHawk. Give us that first match.
Okay, your commentary team is Jack Solomon and Veda Scott. They did fine.
Mm-hmm.
I had no issue with the commentary.
No, Jack is one of those guys. I mean, he's done ICW, he does ETU, he does Remarkable. He's all over the place on the East Coast. I think he's done some GCW shows before. So, and Veda is Veda. So it is what it is. But they work together on this show pretty well, I think.
Oh, one more quick thing before we keep going.
Yeah.
I signed Toddy Tondera to a contract. He is the official voice of IW Guide matches.
Is he really?
Yes.
Look at you. Moving and shaking.
Yep.
We're going to need to launch the IW Guide network soon. With all of our matches. And
the title match with Mikey and Sydney will be available hopefully sometime this week. He has it now. He's recording commentary for it now. So whenever he's ready with it, then it'll be ready to come out. So
cool.
Yeah. So that'll launch on Patreon, and then I'll like a week later, I'll put it up on the YouTubes.
Cool.
All right, so get back to the show here. We got our opening match. It is Joey Janela against Aaron Rourke. Hell of an opening match. I'm telling you how packed the card is, honestly.
Newly ID'd Aaron Rourke. He just got ID'd today. I think I saw this stuff come out.
Technically, it was last Thursday or Friday, but sure.
But they announced it today, so yeah.
Sure.
But yeah, of course it was a banger. Aaron Rourke, by the way, again, another petty bullshit from that. Aaron Rourke is a Creative Pro student. He's one of their best students. He's been in there since MJF, since Statlander, since Bronson and Gabby. Aaron Rourke was their champ. He just lost to Bobby Orlando. He is a hell of a wrestler. He's a Long Island guy. I love it. I'm glad for him. I know that they were very excited for him at Creative Pro. But yeah, I mean, you can't start off any hotter than if you put Janela out there with Aaron Rourke.
Yeah, Rourke, I want to say I've only seen him a handful of times, but I kind of paid more attention to him here because I knew he just got ID'd. And this match was really good. Rourke is really
East Coast Butters. Rourke.
He's very impressive, very agile, hitting a lot of interesting stuff. Definitely interesting.
He's as East Coast as you get. Everybody, he does a lot of work over here. So yeah, and Janela can work with anybody, which is amazing.
A really fast-paced opener. This match was almost 15 minutes, and it was just at a fast-paced the entire time. Like, they didn't slow down.
Yeah. And I think Janela just works so many styles, and that was a good matchup to put out there to start. Definitely.
It was Joey Janela getting the win with the package pile driver, 14:30. Go to match number 2. Kylie Ray comes out. She's supposed to take on Keiki Catal. Keiki Catal unable to work the show.
Mm-hmm.
She's waiting for her opponent. Brandon Kirk attacked from behind, pulling himself from the scramble. Basically saying, I didn't come all the way here to wreck a fucking scramble.
Yep. I like that Brandon Kirk. He's another guy. They love him in ETU. They love him on the East Coast. He works a bunch of different styles. He wrestled Bishop at Summer Madness, and he comes out in his jeans and he wears a singlet, but he can wrestle any style, which is kind of cool about Brandon Kirk. I'm just not a fan of Kylie Ray. I know people love her and they went nuts for her, but I like how Brandon Kirk worked this match.
I do as well. The spot in here where Kirk is going to hit Kylie Ray with a series of light tubes and shiny shoes take them away, and it allows Ray to just launch a chair at Kirk's face. Fantastic.
Launch. Yeah,
that was definitely a fun little spot there.
Definitely.
Kylie Ray gets a destroyer for 2. It counted in a crucifix for a 2 count, and then Kirk with the Psycho Driver for the pin in 821. I like this one a lot. I like this one more than I thought I was going to be honest with you. I thought this was really nicely worked.
Butters, what do you think of Kylie Ray?
I like her.
Am I the only one who just isn't sold on her?
I don't know. I guess I don't mind her. I think she had a lot more steam before the pandemic, and she's on her kind of making her way back through and doing stuff. And I don't think she's lost her step or anything. I think she's just as good as she was then. It's just finding new interesting matches and things for her to work and kind of work her way back in and keep going with it. I think she'll be fine.
Yeah.
She also took that time off, and that the time off powered a lot of people on her, honestly, but
that's because people are fickle.
Oh, that's true.
Fickle.
And people are idiots on top of it too, but
correct.
So after the match, get Austin Luke coming out and attacking, Wheeler Yuta making the save, and that leads to our next matchup. Austin Luke
Wheeler
Yuta.
That was a big one, by the way. Wheeler Yuta was a big surprise to show up in that H2O center. So I would like Wheeler to trim his beard up a bit. I think he looks a little unkempt and sloppy, and I think if he wants to look more killery and like as he needs to kind of tighten up the beard and cut the hair a little bit and just kind of tighten up to make himself look a little more menacing. I think the beard looks just a little sloppy, but he's always great in the ring. He has good gear, and this match was exactly how I thought it was going to go. It's not like I thought it would go any other way than that.
Yeah. Based on when the show took place, I would probably agree with you, but if you were to do that now, I think the unkempt look works better for what he's currently doing on television. We're being honest with it. So
there was an arm wrench off the apron that I really liked. That looked really good. And Yuta using Danielson's moves to finish up the match was pretty good.
Yeah, definitely. And I think he, to my understanding, he's very close with Marcus, and he did the run in for Marcus, and that's really cool of him to, that's cool of him to look out for his buddies and show up and do that kind of thing. So definitely awesome.
Yeah, I think my favorite spot from this match is Austin was going for that rebound lariat that Moxley usually does, and Yuta just drop kicked him through the rope, knock him out of the ring.
Yep.
I thought that was very nicely done. But it was Yuta getting the win with the cattle mutilation, 11 minutes and 52 seconds. And from there, we have what was supposed to be a 6-person scramble. It became 5 with Brandon Kirk pulling out of it. Gay the Steel, Broski, Jimmy Lloyd, Junie Underwood, Love Doug, Gabriel Sky.
The Jimmy Lloyd nonsense when he comes out as Broski Jimmy Lloyd is absurd. It's absurd.
Ugh.
I don't understand the obsession with Jimmy Lloyd. I never did. I know that at ETU they love Gabe Sky. He's doing a ton of work with them. But yeah,
I mean the name shortening. He used to be Gabriel Sky. I liked that name. Gabe Sky just does not work for me. I don't know why.
He doesn't go by Gabriel anymore?
They kept calling him Gabe Sky. They were very specific to call. I mean, the commentary would say it, but I feel like the way he was announced as Gabe Sky.
Yeah.
It felt very like he's trying to change it up. And I don't like the name Gabe for him. I think it just needs to be.
Yeah. All right. Well, I take it. Classic scramble. Nothing that nothing out of the ordinary for this one. This one would be like if it was out of 5 for me, it'd be like a 3. It's just a standard scramble. So
yeah, it's really quick. It's really fast paced. It's really short. It's less than 6 minutes.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it didn't overstay its welcome.
No. Well, Gabriel Sky getting the win. From there, we have for the IWTV Independent Wrestling Tag Team Championship, it's a 3-team ladder match. The champion, Fresh Air, defending against the former champion Miracle Generation and the Killionaires Club.
I know how much ETU likes working with PB Smooth, and I like that. I like the Killionaires Club. I like Fresh. I'm fine. All these teams worked hard. It was a great ladder match for an indie show. There was a lot of work that had to be done to set that up. PB is really big, so it's not like they could hang that thing higher up for him. So like he's almost there the second he gets on the ladder. So it's hard to do.
I will say I like the visual they did really early on in the match where PB Smooth put Jay Bougie up on his shoulder and Bougie still couldn't reach the ladder from there. You got at least that visual of how high the belt were hung up.
Yeah,
I did like that visual with it a lot.
Yeah, I mean they know what they set up. You know what they set it up right. They never like that match just felt good. It was a good match. You know, as far as for an indie show, I thought it was good. I had no issues with it, and I think I don't know how sold I am on Miracle Generation. I have never been that high on them, to be honest. I have only seen Fresh Air, I think, twice in my whole life, but I am not that high on Miracle Generation. But I love how the Killionaires Club interacts in ETU. So those guys, in my eyes, should be champs maybe one day. I know they're going to be in ETU's tag tournament when they start it up because they have those two belts now. But, you know, I didn't think that Fresh Air was going to lose those independent wrestling titles that night.
But, I mean, ladder matches are hard. It's hard to have a bad ladder match. It really is. There was a neat spot where one person doing the Terry Funk spot with the ladder and gets taken down with a stunner while his head's still through the ladder.
Yeah.
That was neat. That was a neat spot. I don't think I've ever seen that one before. They did some innovative stuff here.
Yeah, it was good. I just knew who was going to win.
Fresh Air gets the win, retains the title in 12:01. We go from there, and this next one was an absolute banger.
Yep.
Robbie Eagles, Speedball Mike Bailey one-on-one. First ever one-on-one matchup between the two of them. And this match really makes me want to see Speedball and another Best of the Super Juniors.
That was the best match on the card, by the way. By far, that Eagles Speedball match. By far. I mean, it was another level. They kicked it up to and I saw Speedball last night, and some of his movesets just in person is always nuts when you're like, how the hell did he hit that? Or why would you ever want to take those knees when he does the flipping knees? Robbie Eagles was awesome. That was a great match.
Yeah, I agree. This was probably my favorite match of the night as well.
Yeah.
There's another one a little bit later on that was real close to it, but I do think this one overtook it a little bit here. But yeah, I mean, having seen a lot of Robbie Eagles in New Japan, having seen a lot of Speedball Mike Bailey just in general, I was really looking forward to this, and this met all my expectations. And then this was fantastic.
This match may have made me turn the corner on Mike Bailey and his boot wearing self.
He wasn't wearing any shoes last night either. I was like, his feet are so dirty. That was it. Kind of
he might have turned me here. I don't know. He might have turned me to being all right with him not wearing boots. I don't know. This is a good match.
I wouldn't want to walk around fucking H2O Center without shoes. I'll tell you that. That is just a giant Hep C waiting to happen all over the floor of that place. So much blood is spilled on the floor of the H2O Center. Jesus Christ.
And glass and just random shit. Ugh.
I can't even imagine. That's why Dom put shoes on when we saw him at that ICW show during COVID. He didn't want to be anywhere near that place without shoes. Yeah. Well, it was Matt. To me, that's the number one. If you ask me what the number one for me was, that's the number one of the night.
Yeah, just so good. So much good. I couldn't take notes on it. There's so much stuff happening with it.
Yeah, they put these 3 matches in a row here, and they were each like really good. And I was like, this is match of the night. This is a banger match. This is a stellar match. Like they kept upping the ante each time. Like the next match was up there too for me.
Yep.
There was Speedball Mike Bailey countering MI Draw Cradle with a cradle of its own for the win in 17:57. Also the longest match of the night. And I know a lot of times we get a match that hits 15 or 20 minutes and I go, this overstayed its welcome. They would have gone another 10 minutes. I'd have been happy with it. That was fantastic.
I agree with you. There are certain matches that I've watched recently where I'm just like, just please give me more of that. And this one was one of them. But even last night, Dijak and Jake something on DPW, if they went another 10 minutes, I would have been super happy. Like they beat the fuck out of each other. I like seeing stuff like that. And it was clean and it didn't look like they were hurting each other.
Now, from there, we have for the IWTV Independent Wrestling World Championship, Gruel defending against Sam Hardway Holloway. And I tell you, I love the visual before the match ever started. Here's big, tall Sam Holloway. Here's Gruel, that maybe slightly taller than Sam. And there's little Gina Monty refereeing. She might be 5 feet tall.
If you look at that video, okay, Sam is clearly 2 inches taller than Cruel, and they did not announce how tall Sam was. They announced Cruel standing at 7 feet. So then you would have to think that Sam's like 7'2" or roughly somewhere around there. But I talked to Sam, and as Sam does get announced as standing 7 foot tall, but his legit is less than that. So that means Cruel is way less than 7 foot tall.
Well, here's why I didn't like them doing that on this particular show. He'd be smooth on the card. He's a legit 6'9".
Yeah.
Yes, he is.
So people on the show already saw someone who's as tall, if not taller than both of these guys, and are trying to pass these two guys off at 7 feet and taller. I get it wrestling and you exaggerate a little bit, but you can't go, he's a legit 6'9", and then turn around and have people shorter than him be 3 inches taller.
Well,
that honestly didn't matter for the rest of this match, because this match was just 2 big boys going at it, whooping ass.
The Jgold discovered Sam Hardway Holloway.
Yeah.
He did an ill-advised tope, and I thought he broke his foot on the apron when he went over the top. But I'm so glad Big Sam has decided not to do any more dives. Please, Sam, stay away.
Big Sam just does moves to make Jgold think that he's hurt. Every match he's in, he sells a body part, and Jgold is instantly believes that body part is now broken. It's ruptured. He can't continue. And Jgold is just a bundle of nerves for the rest of the match until he hears from somebody that he's fine.
I feel like a father watching a son do his thing, because Sam and I are he is my discovery, and I'm just very happy for him. That match, I really thought, come on, man, make the right decision there. But everybody fucking loves Cruel, so whatever, do your thing, man.
Yeah, Cruel one look like I'll preface it by saying I've never been on a show with Cruel. Could be a very nice dude. I don't know.
Oh, I've never heard anything bad. Yeah,
he's not a guy that I'm going to pay money to see.
Right.
That's not a knock against him. He got some talent. He's not a guy I would pay money to see. This match was fucking great.
Yes, it was. Sam made him go to a different gear. Sam moves differently than any big man, and Cruel had to keep up. And I think he did a good job. I think he did a very good job.
I mean, Sam is leapfrogging over fucking Cruel. he fucking leapfrogged over Cruel, who could tall fucking dude.
Yeah.
Sam hit a whipper in the wind, and Jack Coleman on commentary popped so goddamn huge for that whipper in the wind.
Yeah.
And Cruel matched them move for move, looked good. Like, that looked great.
Yeah. It was a fun big fella match, just 2 big. And I honestly was like, yeah, tonight's the night. Just give him the belt. Give it to him. Stop dicking around. Give it to him. And of course they did not. So, well, whatever. What do I know?
Cruel gets the win with the Scorched Earth in 11-13. Again, really good.
Yep.
And then we go into our semi-main event. It is Marcus Mathers against the Beast Morto. This is the one I was talking about that I said was real close to topping Eagle and Bailey. Like, I like this one a lot.
Who's the best base in all of wrestling? Is it Gringo Loco or the Beast Mortos? Or Claudio? Who's the best base?
Of those conversation last night, I'd probably say Claudio, but Beast is freaking great.
That's what I'm saying. Last night, there were 5 of us trying to. I had this conversation, 6 of us, and everyone had a different answer. But I'm putting this out there to anyone else. If you want to, feel free to let us know. But I think there are only 3 guys you could say are the top tier bases in all of wrestling, and it is Mortos, Gringo, and Claudio right now. There's nobody close. Nobody. Because seeing Mortos and Mathers, a great match. Mathers sells really well. And I think Mortos is just, my God. And the place last night at DPW, the place fucking lost its mind when that dude came out. Was he that popular when he was Black Taurus? I don't think so.
I mean, he was gaining popularity. It's taken a while, but like, you also got to remember, like, he's getting he's prominently featured on AEW right now. Doing he's doing really well there, like teaming with Roosh and stuff like that. He just posted a photo on Twitter with his mask off, kind of sort of covering his face, but he's a very handsome man, of course, underneath the bull mask. So it's pretty freaking wild that he hasn't blown up more than he already has. But this match was really good. He hit that power bomb onto the knee, which I always think looks disgusting when anybody hits that move.
Yep.
Our own Chuck Stone uses it, and I'm like, oh man, I kind of made me want to see Chuck Stone and Taurus go at it, because I'd be pretty sick. But we get him and Matt Justice on Black Friday, so that's going to be sweet.
Yep. Frank Mortos, right? Isn't that his full name?
Attorney at law.
Right, Frank. I like that he wears a polo shirt when he's not wrestling, and that's pretty awesome. But yeah, this was great. Mathers is I know they love him at ETU as champ, and he plays a really good in peril or when he's getting his ass kicked, and then his comebacks are really good. But yeah, I mean, Mortos and him really shined. It's a fun match. You're right. They put on 3 in a row right there. This one is the third. The next one that was just, they were all good, good. Yep. I wish sometimes those matches were in front of even more people,
Yeah,
because those are something that you want to show off. So
Mortos gets the boot up on a Mather moonsault attempt, hit the beach driver for the pin in 13:41. Title was not on the line here, so Mather did steal the key to be the champion. And then we get some post-match shenanigans. We got Cruel coming out to stare Mathers down for a potential world title match down the line. Brendan Kirk comes out, attack Mather from behind, and cut up their deal that they've been teasing.
Yep.
And so lots of moving parts here as well. And then Mathers cuts the promo after all this, and I'm not gonna lie, I heard none of the promo. That house mic for whatever reason he was on, I could not hear shit.
Yeah, it wasn't great.
Okay. And then we have, I guess we have to call it the main event because it went on last. I think I pretty much went on last to be where they were at. It's not just a death match, it's a fucking death match. Matt Tremont against Mark Angel.
Dude, by the way, before we get into this one, I watched that Tremont Schlack cement floor or whatever it was death match the other night with Young Ed. Fucking howling. They were throwing cement at each other, cement tiles, and they were both blocking them with other cement tiles. I was fucking howling. The whole ring had cement tiles on the ring, and they were just tossing them at each other. Anyway.
No, thank you.
Yeah. I said the same thing. Ed is just texting me, fuck yeah, fuck, he just loves it. But anyway, yeah, this was another Tremont special right there.
I don't know. I'm not a huge Tremont guy. Like, he's fine or whatever. I'm not a deathmatch guy. So
yeah, me neither.
Yeah, and I'm not gonna lie. I honestly did. I had it on, but I wasn't paying attention to it. I'm just, by the time the hit, I was not in a deathmatch mood. I really did not pay a ton of attention to it.
Yeah.
Matt Tremont wins. Crowd seemed like they were into it. Yeah, I get cloaking with it because you got to clean the ring up and stuff after something like that. So I get it. But it's coming off the 3 matches right before it though.
Yeah, it's hard to do. It's hard to get that. I thought it was over. Like, I was so amped up from the 3 that I was like, okay, that's that. And then I forgot about that match, and I was just like, that spot's a weird spot to put that in. But
all right, how many Beast Mortos masks are you going to give it out of 5?
Oh, I when it comes to ETU, I'm on the burger scale, since I only eat burgers with the guys when we go to shows together. So I'm going with 4.25 burgers, double patties with bacon and sauteed onions and cheese. 4.25 for me. It was a good effort on a Thursday night, and they had some really good talent, and that was a fun show. And that's why people like ETU over here, and they grow. They just keep growing. So yeah.
I will use Beast Mortos Max because I can't think of anything else to use on a scale. So thank you for that, Butters. And I'll give it 4 out of 5.
See, I was thinking 4 out of 5, but I might go 3.5. There's some people on the show, some stuff on the show that I just wasn't for me, that I kind of really kind of just wanted to get through it as fast as possible to get on to other things. So I'll give it 3 3/4.
You're never going to get Mikey booked with that attitude, Butters.
First of all, I'm not going to suck up to them. If they don't want a talent like Mikey, then that's their fault. That's nothing I can do. I mean,
right.
I'm just offering a world-class talent for their show is all I'm trying to do. So that's all I'm saying. All right. Anything else before we get out of here? We got plugs. What are we doing?
No, next week is remember, next week is our struggles week, and we will have the ETU owner on next week, and we'll be able to dive more into his mindset and how they're booking these shows and get you hyped up for Black Friday and December 1st and all sorts of good stuff coming next week. So hang on to that.
All right. As far as plugs go, you can follow me on Twitch, Twitter, TikTok at JHawk. I'm on that Blue Sky gimmick as well, refjhawk.bsky.social. And I will be at NEOPro in Canton, Ohio, Stark County Fairgrounds this Saturday, November 23rd, refereeing that big tag match. So come check that out.
Charlie_Butters on the old Twitter machine and on the Blue Sky. IW Guide's on Blue Sky now too. It's there. It exists. It's we're there for everything. Blue Sky is a little bit more a different version of me. It's a little bit more relaxed. You'll see like just me talk about actual life things and like stuff going on in my real life instead of just dumb shit like I post on Twitter. So that's kind of where that's at. That's about all I got. What do you got, Jgold?
You can find me on Twitter at Jgold12. I do have a Blue Sky thingy. I'm not putting anything on there. I'm too lazy. But if it does come to it, I'll have it. At least no one will take my name. Like anybody cares. Please rate, review, and subscribe wherever you listen to us. And our Twitter handle at IWGuide1. And what was the Blue Sky handle?
IW Guide.
At IW Guide on Blue Sky. And our Patreon, patreon.com/IW Guide. Don't forget about the merch store over Brainbuster Tees. I'm hoping in the new year we start getting some new designs, get some stuff going. Make sure also Gorilla Press Apparel. Use the code IWGP24 at checkout when you buy 2 or more items for $20 off your entire order. Listen to our podcast, friends. The Main Event Wrestling Network, Wrestling Junkies, and On the Mark Wrestling Podcast. And I will be on the Main Event Mixer on Saturday at 6 p.m. Eastern, 5 p.m. Central. At Odds with Wrestling, the card is going to change. The Super Fantastic Podcast, Marks with Mikes, and High Bussy Speed. Check out our other friends, OKCR Creations, the official graphic designer of the Indie Wrestling Guide. Magnum CK's Now That's What I Call Wrestling. Time Capsule Toys, Toy Hio, Rubber City Toys, Big Starks Brand, Women's Wrestling Watch of Northeast Ohio, the aforementioned Gorilla Press Apparel, and Smokin' Jay's Barbecue, the best barbecue in Ohio. That's all I got for the week.
Remember, everybody, life is short. Watch more indie wrestling.
Hell yeah.
Later.
See you next week.
Later.
Don't forget to review and subscribe wherever you listen to us. Find us online at Facebook and Instagram at the Indie Wrestling Guide. And on X or Twitter at IWGuide1.